Next up on the Cosmic News Network, First Contact with Joshua Put.
Good morning, Earthlings. How you doing today? Welcome back to First Contact Radio. Today is the 5th of April. 5th of April 2016. Our sun sign is still in Aries. Think of Aries as the word organize. So when we think of Aries, we're thinking of the organizer, trying to organize everything, put it in order. And then we have a moon sign, which is Pisces. So let's think of Pisces as faith. Faith in believing that we can bring forth the spirit in us to guide us along life. And so we have these two aspects going together. Okay, we have these two aspects that we're working with. We have the Emperor who's organizing, and we, because this is us, we're on this journey. Okay, it's just not a random path. We are the path. We're on this path. We're moving along. And the only way we move along into the unknown is we have to express something that is within us out into the world. We have to bring it forth because the thing that's inside of us is something that isn't concerned or worried about where it's going. It has absolute confidence. So we just need to bring that forth, and that's what that faith is. So if we apply keywords, faith, and organize, then as we look at these various different aspects here, it helps us to understand because it simplifies it. So as we go through the course of this day, we've already had some of these aspects, like we've had Jupiter has been in an opposition with Pisces since 1:34 a.m. 3:42 a.m. Saturn has been in a square with Pisces. And then at 5:33 a.m. we had Pluto went into a sextile with Pisces. So all of these energies have been working on Pisces, working on these emotions, working on the ideas of faith. And so we have expansion. Things are being expanded, ideas. Jupiter's expanding what this is about right here. We have this expansion here. Then we have a discipline. You know, we need to focus. We expand, but we also need to focus. And then deep transformation as we go through this process of change. You know, we're stretching, growing. Coming up during today, we have the organization of Aries is going to be in a trine with Saturn, wanting us to focus, be a bit disciplined in the way we're doing things. Then our imagination, Venus with Aries. A little bit after that, since where we apply that organization ability and connect with imagination, try to make something a little bit different, look at it a little differently, a little creatively. And as we get into the afternoon, we have the moon sign here, that ideas of faith are now having to look at the healer inside of ourselves, or the wounded part of ourselves, and understand how that is blocking us. And then finally, later tonight, 6:09 p.m., Mercury, the communicator, and Taurus, they're communicating with each other. So Mercury is wanting to communicate, whereas Taurus is the inner teacher, reminding us of our intuition. And so something that we're learning there about how we bring a message down into the world, how we connect to higher realms, the way we communicate. So today's a good day of processing this idea of faith. I think it's something that is inherent in all of the ideas of Pisces. So if we look at the wheel for today, we can look at it, we can see that it has some interesting groupings. It has to group over here in Aries. organizing. Now, with Aries, Aries can get angry and upset. Aries, the Emperor. But why does Aries get upset and angry? Because his process of organizing doesn't go the way he wants it to go. So he gets angry. If it goes the way he wants it to go, everything's awesome. If it doesn't, he gets angry. That's pretty much it. So Aries can be a emperor or he can be a little baby. Depends on which way he wants to go and be the emperor. So we have all these groupings of people here who are dealing with that energy, with that idea. With the Sun, Uranus, unexpected changes, surprises. Venus, imagination here over in Pisces here. This is what all the ideas of faith. Walking that path into the unknown, learning to bring forth. Because Pisces is the leader, or Aries is the leader, the first one. This is the last one. So you're making that last journey, really learning these lessons before you can be the leader. So it's the last lesson of that. That's why you have to walk this path into the unknown. See, even the Pisces, it looks like it's a path between these two pillars here. Okay, so moving right along. Our moon phase for today is a new moon. Or excuse me, 5.1% of the way there will be a new moon soon enough. 2 days, April 7th. On the Jewish calendar, today is 26 Adar 2, nearing the end of another month here on the Jewish calendar. And the daily thought for today, defining your world. We are not passive observers of this world, but rather partners in its creation. We are the ones who assign each thing its meaning, who bring definition and resolution to an otherwise ambiguous world. Don't imagine that you are just telling it the way it is. Choose your words, choose your perspective, like a witness on the stand, because the way you tell it, well, that is how it is. It's a good thought for today. On the Dreamspell Oracle, it is a blue electric hand. The phrase, I activate in order to know bonding healing. I seal the store of accomplishment with the electric tone of service. I am guided by the power of magic. We're in the wave spell of the serpent. We're in a 10-day period of time where we have these 10 intense activation portal days in a row, which is a reflection of the other side because we're getting close to that middle part of the pillar. This is the Zolkin. The first 6 pillars or columns are reflections of the last 6 here. The middle one is that void. It's that period that everything revolves around it. So we're getting ready to go down that middle path. There's a lot of interesting things that happen when we seem to walk down this middle path as you follow the cycles from time to time. So first we have to get through here, and these are always intense days because normally there's just one day that might be one of those intense activation days, but here we have 10 in a row. So these are all nice, good examples of how energy moves and just collections of how people behave psychologically and sociologically. All right, solar wind 403.7 kilometers per second. Planetary index quite at a 1, might get up to a 2. Got the solar wind from the corona holes. Might have a little bit coming off of these. Looks like slashes. M-class flare possibilities 1%. X-class the same at 1. Alright, it looks like it's subsiding in the mid-latitudes, 30 to 25. 45 dropping back down to 35. So things are getting a little bit less and less. And finally, looking up at the sky, it says the huge bright winter hexagon is still a good view at nightfall, filling the sky to the southwest and the west. Start with brilliant Sirius in the southwest. The hexagon's lower left corner, high above Sirius is Procyon. From there, look even higher for Pollux and Castor. Lower right from Castor to Macedonian and Bright Capella. Lower left to Aldebaran. Lower left or to Rigel at the bottom of Orion, and then back up to Sirius. All right, there you go. That's cosmic weather, what we've got going on today, the energy around us. UFO news is up next.
This is the UFO News with Joshua Poet.
All right, Dirk, thank you very much. Today, 4 stories. Story number 1 comes a sighting out near the Empire State Building. Just a recent sighting here. See the image that was captured. This UFO was captured in New York City this week. And for this UFO to have been so close to the Empire State Building, it had to have been cloaked. Aliens have a high interest in how we persevere our old culture, and this building is a prime example of what they would like to see. All right, the poster, the eyewitness says, "Hi, my name is Dee from the UK. I'm visiting NYC with my girlfriend. I've just been looking back through my previous day's photos and I see this. Don't know what it is, but it looks freaky. Hopefully you guys can sharpen the pick up and tell me what it is. In one of the pics, I've tried to zoom in and put some filters on to see if it shows anything different, but I've sent the original also." Okay, so that's what we have there. And of course the zoomed in version, don't know what it is. Does look quite interesting. Alright, move on. Next current sighting. This one took place in Australia. It says the UFO. This is Color UFO of YouTube. He works daily on catching UFOs flying over Australia and has been in Australia news with his extraordinary catches. Alright, it goes on to say that the spinning object was triangle shaped. I was very lucky. The time was 4:34 p.m. Never saw the UFO this clearly and this large to the camera. How this object spinning and tumbling. The camera used was a Canon. Alright, it doesn't seem to want to play. What's that? Learn more. Well, links available so you can figure out. For some reason, it doesn't want to play the video. Let's see if we can go to the original YouTube page. Okay, well, something's happening. Alright, doesn't seem to like this video or the story, so we're going to move on to the next one here. Here we have UFO sightings over at Mudgee. This was from the 31st, uploaded to my channel. So it doesn't like this one either. What's going on here? Alright, we're just going to skip through these then. I got one more here. This one we won't have a problem. Tom DeLonge, on a mission to get you to believe in UFOs, co-wrote a novel to ease you into believing about the topic. Says Tom DeLonge, well-known alien believer, formerly of Blink-182, has co-authored a new 704-page book about his favorite subjects, unidentified flying objects and government secrets. The new tome is called Chasing Shadows, and it's part of an overreaching multimedia project called Secret Machines, which also will include new music by DeLonge's band Angel and Airwaves, and a yet-to-be-produced documentary. I think there are going to be a lot of people who aren't going to believe it. They won't take a minute to read some of the material. They'll hear, "Oh, Tom, just some alien flying saucer thing." DeLonge said in a new interview with GQ. That's not what this is. This is a big deal. According to DeLonge, Chasing Shadows is fiction, but only partially. The novel invents characters to introduce purportedly true stories like UFO sightings and rumored Nazi superweapons, anti-gravity device DeLonge. Why write fiction? The intent, DeLonge said, is to greatly ease readers into the idea that they might find just hard to believe. The enormity of what is happening might hit people hard and in a weird way if it was laid out in their lap all at once, he explained. In the interview, John Lockett meets him on his own level. Okay, so there you go. So very good. Nice little article there about Tom DeLonge and UFOs. Links are available at First Contact Radio. I'll be back, and we
come into our circle, Great Spirit. Fill our souls with peace.
Continuing on. So over the last couple of weeks, we've explored a number of different topics from the non-commodity library and getting a connection with that story and how it fits into our creation story, how we got here. We've explored other esoteric sciences of the Kabbalion that connect in and how energy is working. We're looking at the esoteric sciences and the cosmic weather of astrology on a daily basis. Yesterday I talked about politics, but not trying so much. Yes, I like Trump, but it's not so much about looking at one party. It's looking at there's a movement going on of people, groups here in this world. And earlier, when I was showing you the astrology, I showed you how there's various groups that were kind of all working and moving along, packs. So, if we look at society, we look at things are changing, things are moving around, and we seem to have grouped ourselves together in various ideas, and how it's going to play out, it's going to be interesting. That's what makes life interesting. As much as we have things that we need to pay attention to that are going on one part of life, we also want to keep our eye on things going on in other areas, because some things are in plain sight but kind of unseen. They're not really talked about in major stories, and so we just kind of forget about them. So we know all about what's going on with the political scene because it's in your face every day, right? But there is news and there are stories that are out there that are of concern to people and we don't hear, and yet they affect all of us. So one of these, because they're getting ready to do some more work there, is the project over at CERN. So I thought I'd bring up information about CERN and just kind of refresh our memory on what it is so we can explore this topic here. So CERN is right over here. This is their website. You can click on the main thing to get us started at home and get you started here with updates all about them. This fancy little graphic. Okay, so if we click about CERN, start off, it says CERN is the European Organization for Nuclear Research. Physicists and engineers are probing the fundamental structure of the universe. They are the world's largest and most complex scientific experiment to study the basic constituents of matter, the fundamental particles. Particles are made to collide together at close to the speed of light, and the process gives the physicists clues about how the particles interact and provide insights into the fundamental laws of nature. The instruments used at CERN are purpose-built particle accelerators and detectors. Accelerators boost beams of particles to high energies before the beams are made to collide with each other or with stationary targets. Detectors observe and record the results of these collisions. So basically we've got particles. That's what they're looking at, particles. And they're accelerating some, which they're making them go faster. And then they are in a machine that was built for the specific purpose of crashing these particles together once they get fast enough. And then they have this other group of detectors which detect what happened. Okay, they were founded in 1954. The CERN laboratory sits astride the France-Swiss border near Geneva, one of Europe's first joint ventures, and now has 21 member states. The name CERN is derived from the acronym for the French Conseil Européen pour la Recherche Nucléaire, or European Council for Nuclear Research, a provisional body founded in 1952 with the mandate of establishing a world-class fundamental physics research organization in Europe. At that time, pure physics research concentrated on understanding the inside of an atom, hence the word nuclear. Today, our understanding of matter goes much deeper than the nucleus, and CERN's main area of research is particle physics, the study of the fundamental constituents of matter and the forces acting between them. Because of this, the laboratory operated by CERN is often referred to as the European Laboratory for Particle Physics. All right, we've got a nice link here if you want to learn all about the history of CERN from 1954 to now. Okay, and if we explore around here, we can find an area that tells us all about their accelerators, machines they're using to accelerate the energies or make it go faster. It says there's more to CERN than the Hadron Collider, the LHC. A series of accelerators work together to push particles to nearly the speed of light. It says the accelerator complex at CERN is a succession of machines that accelerate particles to increasingly high energies. Each machine boosts the energy of a beam of particles before injecting the beam into the next machine in the sequence. In the Large Hadron Collider, the last element of this chain, particle beams are accelerated up to a record energy of 4 TeV per beam. Most of the other accelerators in the chains have their own experimental halls where beams are used for experiments at lower energies. The proton source is a simple bottle of hydrogen gas. An electric field is used to strip hydrogen atoms of their electrons to yield protons. Okay, so if we click on here, the Large Hadron Collider, let's follow this trail here. So the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, is the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator. It first started up in September of 2008 and remains the latest addition to CERN's accelerator complex. Right. Okay, so let's see here. Let's click at the beginning, like we're just now heading in here, and it says CERN updates. Let's look at this update here. Sonified Higgs data shows a surprising result. Well, some of this was a April Fool's joke. Said, did you see and enjoy our April Fools? If you want to know what CERN scientists are actually doing with the sonification, you can find more about in our video. Said scientists at CERN have been using new techniques to try to learn more about the tiniest particles in the universe. One method they've utilized is to turn data from the Large Hadron Collider into sounds, using music as a language to translate what they find. Physics, data, and music share many similar connections, from resonances and vibrations to patterns and frequency. By sonifying the data, comparing it to the musical score, and then applying what we know about music theory, can give researchers a different perspective on the data and throw up unusual insights. This is exactly what happened this week when physicists at CERN sonified the Higgs boson data. They were shocked when, after listening to random notes as the data played its random tune, a bump in the graph translated into a well-known pattern of recognizable notes. It's surprising that such an awful piece of music would be found in such important data, says Wilhelm Richard Wagner, a CERN physicist who works on the Valkyries theory. I'd have expected the universe to sound even more dramatic, more like a film score. The team are now working on sonifying as much data as possible to see if further musical patterns can be recognized. The next step is to see if other physics theories, not just the standard model, have music in their background noise as well. And here we can listen to some here. So I'm going to leave that link to you. So you can see what they're doing over at CERN. They're studying, as it says, particles. Particles are all the energy around us. So they're studying the energy around us, and they're trying to study the smallest particles. So, if it was religion, we'd say they were studying God. But it's science, so they're studying particles because they don't want to really use the same concept. But that's what they're doing. That's why you have those who say that they're looking for the God particle. So it's all the same thing, trying to figure out this field of energy that we're in here. Now, while they're doing these experiments and taking energy in these large machines and accelerating it and then colliding it with each other, there are those who have concerns about it, because there seems to be memories that go back to ancient times, like Atlantean times, where things of this nature were done and it didn't turn out so well there. Experiments of this kind. What's going to happen? They want to recreate the Big Bang Theory. We understand what the Big Bang is supposed to have done. So if they are able to recreate that within their area there, what's to say that they're going to be able to maintain control of that? Because the Big Bang, as we're told, went out and created our whole universe. So if they create a Big Bang over there inside the CERN, inside the colliders or any of the accelerators, it just goes to reason that if they create something there, it could wipe everything out. So it's very interesting, the theories that are out there. But let me show you a couple of articles of some of these concerns and thoughts about what's going on, because you don't always hear directly from CERN itself. You only hear the public version. This is what we want you to see and think. Here's an article. It says CERN flaunts plans to open portals to demonic realms this year, and much more. CERN scientists have depicted a chilling future complex with portals, power outages, and locusts. The Collide art exhibit took place in Easter weekend, a time when many pagan deities are worshipped. It's no surprise that the artwork displayed goes right along with CERN's goal of opening the abyss. In artwork labeled Black Rain, shown in the video below, we witness not only a blackout, but also images of an opening portal. An eerie tone is set as the project shows the same white noise in the TV screen seen in many horror films. Then we see a white light shining off a globe from the very bottom of the back, and again, as this sphere of white light reaches the top, a portal is opened, a tornado-type shape protrudes downward, and particles fly. The artist said that the images came from two different satellites capturing the space between the Sun and the Earth. Interestingly, NASA reported that there are hidden magnetic portals in Earth's magnetosphere. University of Iowa's plasma physics Jack Scudder said, there are places where the magnetic field of the Earth connects to the magnetic field of the Sun, creating an uninterrupted path leading from our own planet to the Sun's atmosphere 93 million miles away. These connections are portals from our world to another dimension. CERN uses photons to manifest beings. Occultists believe that our Sun is a mere reflector of a hidden star contained within Saturn. Saturn is typically represented as a black cube containing a star, the black sun. CERN harnesses energy to travel through our Sun to Saturn using photons. The entities that got locked away are being reached with the technology of the Large Hadron Collider. This is portrayed clearly in Black Rain. In another featured piece shown called Horizon Irresolute, or Horizons Unresolved, artists combine technology with wires, creating what looks like a neuron network, and makes the sounds of swarming locusts. The sound installation not only tells the story of the meeting of minds with technology, but adds with it the sounds of the end times, locusts. Researchers and scientists have been on the hunt to create the super brain that would be a technological replica of the human brain for decades. This supercomputer would then be connected to the internet and linked with other humans via biotechnology. The Bible states that this will occur during the end times when man takes the mark of the beast, buy or sell. The worldwide beast system would control the lives of many. Locusts are referred to in Revelation 9:3, directly after opening of the abyss. He opened the bottomless pit. Smoke went out of the pit like the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were awakened by the smoke of the pit. Then out of the smoke came locusts upon the earth, and the power was given them as the scorpions of the earth have power. Scientists at CERN have revealed themselves through symbolism and artwork. The demonic agenda behind the Large Hadron Collider is bringing about the end of humanity as we know it. Biotech, the beast system, and the demonic manifestation is on the rise. All right, here's another article. CERN is seeking secrets of the universe, or maybe opening portals of hell. Operators of the Large Hadron Collider gear up to battle conspiracy theories. The European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN, is gearing up for another run at smashing particles together to unlock the secrets of the universe. This means anticipating a new round of conspiracy theories, that its real aim is to blast open a gateway for apocalyptic demons. Never mind that a few years ago CERN scientists discovered a particle crucial to understanding of physical matter. Many internet commentators want to talk about how CERN's Large Hadron Collider, a 17-mile subterranean loop that smashes particles at nearly the speed of light, may breach another dimension and unleash the forces of darkness. One commentator fretted about how to best confront them. Do we buy guns and ammo? Others zeroed in on the statue of Shiva, the Hindu god of destruction, on CERN's Geneva campus. It might have caused last year's deadly earthquake in Nepal, one blogger thought. Also, what about the CERN logo that looks a lot like the 666 sign of the Antichrist? We should be very scared about CERN, read the headline of an opinion piece published by the Daily Reporter in Coldwater, Michigan. It suggested the organization could destroy our universe. Last summer, internet chatter about CERN's role in hastening doomsday spiked. It got to the point where there really needed to be some intervention, said Kate Kale, who oversees social media at CERN. In September, CERN quietly posted the sort of frequently asked questions page many organizations published, but this one had a unique working title, Surreal FAQ. In its deadpan rejoinder, CERN said its activities won't open a door to another dimension. Shiva, a gift from the Indian government, also represents the life force, and we have lots of statues. Our logo is meant to represent particle accelerators, not Satan. Miss Kale thinks that this helped curb the clamor as the page pops up in searches performed by skeptics. And yet, according to Michael Barkun, the professor emeritus of political science at Maxwell School of Syracuse University, CERN has demonstrated a special ability to attract the conspiracy subculture. Anytime you have forces of high energy and invisible, like those in the Large Hadron Collider, they tend themselves to these kind of interruptions or interpretations. He said, the Large Hadron Collider should be smashing particles together again at the end of the month. Scientists hope to top their 2012 discovery of a Higgs boson, one of the universe's fundamental particles. A Large Hadron Collider restart can often trigger a fresh cycle of fear-mongering. Ms. Kale said that makes the key test for the surreal FAQ. The reception area resembles the interior of an aging U.S. high school. A bike sharing style. Okay. So you get that one. This one comes from the Wall Street Journal. So it shows that there's an importance. People are concerned about this in the business realm. Here are the IBT. CERN runs of Large Hadron Collider leads to speculations it could open dimensions and unleash forces of darkness. So it says, after the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN's Large Hadron Collider possibly discovered a new particle in December 2015, the agency is now firing up to smash particles and unlock the secrets of the universe. However, the run that is scheduled for next week is giving rise to new conspiracy theories about the real aim of CERN in smashing particles. A number of commentators on this internet think that particle smashing could open another dimension and unleash the forces of darkness. The Wall Street Journal, among the indicators that the Nietzsche points out, links CERN with apocalyptic demons as reference to the Hindu goddess of Shiva that's in the front of the campus. Okay, so again, we have similar concerns, and this article here actually gets in. It says CERN officially distanced itself from Satan. When CERN's Large Hadron Collider is fired up at the end of April, physicists won't just be testing for unknown particles, they'll be testing a new FAQ page, and it's unusual one that distances CERN from demons and Satan. Since the Large Hadron Collider began smashing particles together, conspiracy theorists have suggested physicists were about to open the door to another dimension, allowing apocalyptic forces to reach our planet, reports the Wall Street Journal. An editorial in Michigan's Daily Reporter in September noted CERN could easily and suddenly, without warning, destroy our universe. A few pointed out that CERN's logo included the 666 sign of the Antichrist. And then there was the group who pointed to the protest, the smashing of particles at CERN. I guess the more or less they see the particles as planets and very small people are on them, the rep said. Okay, so that gives you a good analysis of CERN, of what's going on there, what they're doing, smashing these particles. To study them, they have the smashers, the accelerators, and then they have the detectors. You know, groups of people that gather together in a room asking others, did you detect anything? And, you know, they make sure that they are detecting. So, very interesting, very interesting. I guess time will tell what's happening with this collider and with the energies over there. But I think we need to pay attention to it. You know, if you just think of the basic concept, it does seem like there could be some things to be concerned about. And I would have to say it's not just conspiracy theorists who are talking about this, it's actually writers, because there is a show called Flash right now that is playing, and it is dealing with a machine like the Collider, which was doing an experiment that went out of control and opened up a portal to another realm where beings that wanted to cause harm to Earth came through. So it's not just conspiracy theorists, it is more than that. So that is what's going on. Links are available at firstcontactradio.com. All right, I wanted to bring up this article. It's a little health-related information. It says only two ingredients. First, the black circles under the eyes disappear, and afterwards, the entire body starts to glow. Combining these two healthy and natural ingredients will not only help you and your body get rid of toxins, but it will also make an invisible immune shield around you. We've already discussed the numerous benefits of olive oil, but it's very important to add that olive oil when combined with lemon juice. It becomes a much more powerful weapon against bacteria, viruses, and it also boosts the lowered energy of the body. Besides, it will cleanse your organism from toxins, and the first results can be seen immediately. Namely, the first thing you will notice is that the black circles in your eyes are starting to disappear. It is important to be patient and to drink from this mixture every morning during at least a month. What you do is mix a tablespoon of lemon juice, homemade preferably, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Consume it in the morning on an empty stomach. Then you eat breakfast, and after that, besides removing toxins and returning your energy, it will also improve the digestive system, so you can also benefit from this mixture if you need to lose weight. The mixture will definitely solve the digestion problems such as constipation, and after 7 days use you will feel the changes, which will further inspire you to practice a healthier lifestyle. So this sounds pretty good. I'm always looking and finding ways to naturally help the body, and this is a good one. A little olive oil and lemon juice. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. All right, here's a channeled message for today. This is from Kuan Yin.
Messages from your guides, Chuan Yin, April 4th, 2016, channeled by Daniel Scranton. It is I, Chuan Yin. Messages from your guides come in many different packages. You may not even recognize a message as having been sent by a guide, but you can always recognize the frequency of the message. The frequency is what gives a message its validity. It either resonates with you or it does not. So you can wonder whether a message comes from your guides or whether it comes from some other source. But once you have the message and you have determined that it resonates, then what difference does it make? The truth is that your guides are always assisting you. They are responsible for the receiving of the message by you, so they will ensure that your attention is going where it needs to go in order for you to receive the message. They are always playing their part, and they are always in service to you. Acknowledging your guides for their service puts you in greater harmony with their vibration. They don't need your thanks or your approval, or even your acknowledgement to continue loving and serving you. But when you offer those things, you raise your frequency, and when you raise your frequency you are more in tune with the vibration of your guides. You are more likely to hear, and you are more likely to listen. I know that you all want to hear a voice in your head that sounds different from your own to guarantee that the message is coming from a trusted source, from a source such as your guides. But your guides are more interested in getting you to pay attention to subtle clues and very minute shifts in frequency. That serves you more, and that is why not all of you are receiving in that overt and precise way that you would like to receive. Give yourselves credit if you are not, because it means that your guides have put more faith in you and in your ability to decipher the most minute and the most vague of messages. I am Chuan Yin, and I hold you in my heart.
That's a good message. A lot of times we are concerned that, where's the guidance? Where's the guidance? We ask questions, we want to know, and sometimes we have to figure it out on our own. That's part of the process. Part of the process, we're here, and the process of faith, remember, is bringing forth that which is within us. So, there we go. Meditation for today. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and exhale. Take another deep breath and exhale again. And another breath and exhale. Now, let's just imagine ourselves floating in the midst of space, completely in control. And we float there and we just observe life around us. And we feel that there is this spirit that flows through us. And we could feel its presence deep inside. And as we feel it inside, it feels like a light that wants to shine. And as we find ways to clear out the distractions and the things blocking the light, we find the light shines. And as the light shines out of us into the world, it projects the things that we want to have. Projects the world that we want to live in. And as we allow this spirit and have faith that we allow this spirit to flow through us, others are inspired to do the same. Till one by one we all express the faith that we have. And we all shine bright the light, the spirit that flows and emanates through us into this world. So as we go forth today, let's just imagine this light shining through us and just letting it shine. And observe that process as we go. So let the unconscious mind continue on that journey. And let's bring the conscious mind back to the present moment on the count of 3. 3 coming back to the present moment filled with confidence. 2 coming back to the present moment filled with faith. And 1 coming back to the present moment happy, healthy, and whole. Happy, healthy, and whole. Take another deep breath. Exhale. And open your eyes. That's it, my friends. That is the show for today. Thank you very much for being here. Have a good day. Remember, we're walking the path. We're walking the path, and we need to have faith in our ability to bring forth that which already shines within us. And the organization, the organizer, just wants to make sure that we're doing that, putting our life in order. It all works together. If you have any questions, go back to the links, look out to stories, and look at the charts for today, and you'll understand it. Just remember what we're learning here. That's it. Have an awesome day. I'll be back tomorrow. I love you. Keep loving each other. Peace. I'm out of here.